Tonight, new reaction from a man who has spent 4 decades in the commercial aviation industry, focusing on the Pacific Northwest. He talks with King 5's Natalie Swaby about the current grounding and how Boeing has dealt with this kind of emergency order before.
Government has handled this very badly.
Scott Hamilton, an aviation industry consultant for Leham Company, has been tracking the time it took for the U.S. to temporarily ban Boeing 737 MAX 8 and 9 from the skies.
The U.S. historically has been looked to as a leader in aviation safety. In this case, they have been the absolutely last agency to take action on this airplane.
After 2 crashes in less than 6 months that killed 346 people, countries around the globe grounded the jet. But Canada and the U.S. waited until today after receiving new data.
The Ethiopian flight mimicked in many respects the flight pattern of the Lion Air flight from last October.
Now the fleet of jets are not flying. Boeing's been through a similar scenario before.
Was with the Boeing 787 in January of 2013.
At the time, there were 50 of those Dreamliners in service when a lithium-ion battery caught fire. That was followed by a second case.
It was discovered that the lithium-ion battery once again had overheated and was on the verge of erupting into flames.
Boeing found a fix, but also dealt with the Dreamliner being grounded for about 3 months.
You're going to have customer compensation that will be demanded.
It happened after the dilemma with the Dreamliner, and this current grounding involves even more planes.
In this case, because there are 370 MAXs in service versus 50 787s, the numbers can add up pretty quickly.
Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.
Boeing released this statement today saying in part, quote, "It continues to have full confidence in the safety of the 737 MAX. However, after consultation with the FAA, the NTSB, and aviation authorities and its customers around the world, Boeing has determined, out of an abundance of caution and in order to reassure the flying public of the aircraft's safety, to recommend the FAA temporarily suspend operations of the entire global fleet of 371 737 MAX aircraft."
Now, there are 72 of those planes grounded in the United States. Southwest has the most of those, 34. That's followed by American Airlines with 24, and United has 14 of the MAX 9s. American Airlines says it's working closely with the federal government as well as Boeing. In a statement, the company says, in part, quote, "Our teams will be working to rebook customers as quickly as possible." Now, after 2 days of big losses, Boeing stock rebounded, closing at just over $377. Last Friday, the stock sat at $422.
So how did we get here? On October 29th, a Lion airplane crashed in the Java Sea off the coast of Indonesia, killing all 189 people on board. On November 6th, investigators found the black box, which revealed problems with the airspeed indicators. It's believed that inaccurate readings fed into the MAX 8's computerized system and may have made the plane enter a sudden automatic descent. Then on March 10th, an Ethiopian Airlines plane crashed just minutes after takeoff, killing 157 people on board. The problems the pilots experienced appear similar to those of the Lion Air flight. A day after the crash, China and Indonesia grounded all of their MAX 8 planes. The next day, other European countries followed, and today, Canada and the U.S. grounded all MAX 8, MAX 9 airplanes.